Welcome back to the LarryB YouTube channel. In today's class, we're going to learn how to make this beautiful cross draping that you see on this dress. I'm going to use velvet fabric for this, but you can use any fabric of your choice that can drape well. If this is something you like to learn, kindly stay tuned till the end of this tutorial. Thank you. I'm going to be draping this on the mannequin. You can also do this on a flat pattern. I prefer the mannequin so that I can stretch it very well. So this is the skirt that I'm placing it on, and I'm using a velvet fabric for this. So just use any fabric that is stretchy, that drapes well. So this fabric, it only stretches on the on one side. Okay, so that side that stretches is where you want to be dragging, so that it's not going to be too bulky at the center part. So you can see this does not stretch at all, but this side stretches very well. So I'm using about half yard of fabric for this, so I don't have too much fabric. So the first thing you need to note is the important points where the pattern is going to be. Okay, there is going to be a long one and a short one. So you can see a notch that I placed here. This is my dart area towards the left. Okay, that's where the pattern is going to intertwine. So you notch that part, and then by the side again, you can see I notched where I'm going to start draping it. I notched where the first one is going to stop, and then I notched where the second one is going to stop, which is the total length of the drape. So this is totally up to you. And then I did the same thing for the other side as well, so that it can be equal. So now I'm going to start with the long one first, and I have this, like I said, this is about half yard of, it's not even up to half yard, exactly around 14 inches. So I measured the first part, which is from here to here, and what I have here is about 9.5 inches. So I ran a gather stitch here so that I can gather this to the 9.5 inches that I need, because it's more than. So what I'm going to do now is to start draping it. So now this, you can see this stretchy side. So here I'm going to fold this in so that the selvage is not going to show, and then I will pin it down. Okay, you can see I have pinned this down. So this is where the second drape stops. So here I'm going to fold it as well, and then I'm going to pin it down. So if it's still too much, you just need to draw a little more gathers. Okay, so here now I folded it, and then I'm going to pin. I still need to draw more, so I'm going to pin it down here. Okay, so you can pin on this side as well, just to hold it for you. So after pinning it now, I'm going to drag this to that area where I said I want the two drapes to meet. So from here now, I'm going to, you can see how I'm doing it, up to this point. So when you get to this point now, you will start gathering it to form I don't know, to just form something smaller that you can turn like this. So when you're doing this, you stretch it. You stretch it as much as possible, because we don't want it to be bulky there. So now you will see the drapes that you're forming. So you can see what I have here. So once I get here now, I'm going to turn it like this so that I can drape the rest. So this is what I have now so far. So once I get here and I've stretched this very well to my satisfaction, I'll make sure that I don't have anything packing at any point. Make sure you stretch it well and you are on the point where you have your notch. So once you are there, I'm going to just hold this down with a pin so that I can continue working. Okay, so after pinning it down, pin it well when necessary. I'm going to turn like this and pick one end of the other one. You're going to fold that part in as well, and then you're going to be placing it here so that it can cover up what you have there. So you can see I'm placing it, and then I'll pin it down. So again, you're going to drag this like this. So once you drag it to the 9 inches or whatever it is that you're working with, you're going to look for your notch, and then you're going to pin it down. So when you're pinning, make sure that you stretch it very well like this as well. So you can see I'm stretching it, and then I'm going to pin. So after pinning it to hold, I'm going to stretch the remaining and pin to the edges. So the excess that I have, when I'm done, I'm going to cut it off. So now the excess that you have here, you keep spreading it to form your drapes. Make sure nothing is packing. Make sure it does not have too much on one side, and then you're going to pin it down. You can see I've draped it now, so I'm going to cut off the leftover that I have here, and you can see how flat it is looking. That's why I said you should use the stretcher part, so that you can stretch it as much as possible. So now this part, this second part, is the same with the other part. It's just shorter. So the pin that I used to hold this at this point here, I'm going to carefully remove it. So after removing it now, there is of course a hole, a space here. So this second short one, I'm going to put it inside and bring it out like this. You can see. So after bringing it out like this, just like I did for the first one, I'm going to start to pin it. So I'm just making sure that I've turned it the right way. So here you look for your notches. You look for your notches as well, and then you start to pin. So here I can see my notch, so I'm going to fold in the selvage area, and then I'll pin it down. You drag it as well. So after pinning it, you look for the second side now, and then you pin. If you have not dragged enough, you are going to draw more gathers, and then you come here and pin it down. So after pinning it down, you spread the rest across. The idea is that you don't want it to be too bulky here, so you make sure you drag as much as possible. That's why you're using the stretchy fabric, so that you'll be able to do that. So after dragging it now, I'm going to pick the second one as well. I'll pin it on this first one, and then this other side as well. I'm going to pin it where the notch is, which is around here, before spreading the rest across. So after pinning it now, I'm going to drag this as well. I'm dragging it, and then I'm pinning at the same time. Drag and pin. Drag very well, so that this part will be as, you don't want it to be so obvious that there's something going on here. So that's why I'm dragging it. So once you're done with the leftover that you have as well, you're going to cut it off. So this is what it looks like now. I'm still going to go over it again and then drape it to my satisfaction. You can see this part is too soft, so I'll still remove the pin and even stretch it further, so that it will lay as flat as possible. You want it laying flat. You don't want it bulky at any point. So once you are done with this now, you start removing your pins, and then you pin it to your actual fabric so that you can sew. So you remove pin like this, and then lift it up, and then pin just like this so that you'll be able to sew it. So you do this for the two sides, and then you take it to your sewing machine and sew. You can see what I'm doing. I remove the pin from the mannequin and then pin it to the actual fabric so that it can stay on its own. You can see now that it's staying on its own, and I'll easily sew it. So I'll do this now and bring it back to show you what we have. So this is what it looks like after draping. Like I said, you need to stretch it well for the beauty of the drape to come out. This is it on a mannequin. So if I put it on the actual owner, it's going to stretch even more. I hope you enjoy making this beautiful tutorial with me. If you enjoyed this, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.